What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome.
Yes, and Happy New Year to everybody out there. Happy 2018.
Happy New Year.
And shout out to everybody that's been supporting us and liking our pictures, leaving comments. You know, we did a family pick for the new year. Mm-hmm. And that's always a lot of fun.
Hey, stop it.
What?
Stop it.
It's always a lot of fun.
That is a damn lie. You're really going to sit here, look me in the eye, and hold that microphone and say that you have fun while we take our family shoots?
I didn't say the...
So what part is fun? In between the complaining and do we have to shoot that again? And wasn't their faces good enough? Or Jackson did smile. I saw him smile. In between all of that, what part do you find to be fun?
I didn't say taking the shoot was fun. I said the picture was fun, meaning after the picture, looking at it and see how nice it is was the fun part. Taking a picture is not fun. You got one baby crying, one baby mad, one baby put your head up, he looks at the ceiling, put your head down, he looks at his feet. Like, it's not fun, but the after picture, the picture when it's finally
the final
done
product
is always amazing. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't seen the pictures, you can hit my Instagram or Gia's Instagram and check it out. We do a family shoot. We try to do one once a year, maybe Christmas, maybe New Year's, maybe next year we'll do something different. Maybe we'll do it for Valentine's. Sometimes we do it for Halloween. Mm-hmm. We just try to do a cool picture just to keep for our memories.
Sometimes we do it for Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, and Halloween.
Yeah, all of the above.
Depending on the level of cooperation that I'm getting from the masses in my house.
Mm-hmm. It's always great memories.
Well, you know something, it does take a lot. People always ask, about the preparation and how do you get everybody looking and, well, not necessarily smiling. We're not really a smiley family when it comes to pictures. And that's my choice. I like a smirk or some indication of happiness, but my personal preference is more of a stoic picture. That's just something that appeals to me. It's just my taste. Some people, you look at their family photos and everybody's cheesing, and that's beautiful as well. It's just a matter of preference. But people always ask, how do you get the kids to cooperate? And do they ever give you any grief as far as what they wear? And, are they willing participants? Everybody's a willing participant. Everybody likes the idea of it. And everybody, as soon as, the pictures are done, even down to Jackson. Is the picture done? Can I see it? I want to see how I did. And Madison's like, is the picture done? Because, I want to see the final product. Everybody always wants to see the final product. So yeah, before taking the picture, it's always great. Afterwards, it's always great. The problem happens when we get on that set.
Yeah.
When we get on the set, everybody just wants it to be over and done with. And I always have a vision. I always come up with the concept for the picture and I want my vision executed.
Right.
And me personally, and I guess it's just my personality, I will do something, anything, 1,000 times until it's right.
You in London.
Me.
You in London, the only two in this house that want to do that.
And it doesn't matter what it comes to. It can be organizing my underwear drawer. I will sit there and fold each thong and arrange each bra until the sight of it pleases me.
And I don't understand why, because...
And I can be the only one looking at it. It doesn't matter.
Because
it is for me.
My underwear drawer, yes. I throw the underwear in. You know why? Because I'm going to wear it throughout the week. So I don't need it neat to pull it out to put it back on.
But doesn't looking at something beautiful please you? I like to open up
underwear.
My pantry. I like to open up my refrigerator. I like to open up my closet. I like to get into my car and open up the console or the glove box. I like to open up my night table drawers. I like for things to be neat and organized and beautiful. And, this might be a little bit of a flaw of my personality as well.
What?
But I'm more of the type of person that likes to have things and see things and appreciate things.
Okay.
Even more so than I like to use things, wear things, and utilize things. Mm-hmm. So it's strange, but for instance, I can have a beautiful house and not live in it.
Right.
I can have a beautiful house and come visit it once every other day and live in an apartment that I use.
Yeah, that's weird.
That I beat up, that I use and really, really utilize. I like for things to be pleasing to me. So that's always been a problem. I used to buy shoes, and this was a while ago, and your mother used to be on my case about it all the time. But I used to buy shoes and just want to see it sit beautifully on a shelf and not necessarily wear them because I didn't want to mess up the bottom.
And that didn't make any sense.
And it didn't even have to be, you know, a special bottom. It could have been any kind of bottom. I didn't want to wear it, or I wouldn't want to scratch it. I wouldn't want to scuff it. I wouldn't want a crystal to fall off. So to me, it didn't matter if I wore it or if anybody ever saw it. Just that I knew that I had it and I can go and appreciate it made me happy. But I've worked on that.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah, you wear your stuff now. And I have to beg you.
I wear the things that
I was like, I'm not buying you another nothing.
If you don't wear it.
If you don't wear something. So,
it's
because
true.
things are nice, but you want to enjoy them and you want to wear them. And they're not just to look at you. Gia's the type of person that she would keep shoes for 10 years, just look at them and would never wear them. But I'm glad you're starting to wear your shit now.
Yes, but getting back to the pictures, you know, I'll take it. It doesn't matter if my leg is going numb from holding a pose. It doesn't matter if, you know, I'm tired of smiling or if we're hungry and 2 hours have passed and everybody needs a snack. It's like, let's nail it. And then we can go and we don't have to think about it anymore.
Correct.
Because this is going to be a memory that Madison, you're going to have this photo. London, you're going to have this photo, and you can pass it down to your children. Because when we get it printed, I try to have it printed in a beautiful way and in a way that's going to stand the test of time. So either on canvas or on fine art paper, preferably fine art paper. And it's the type of thing that you can really pass down for generations, you know? And for me, that's so important because, you know, when it comes to damn near everything that I buy of value, it's with the idea that I'm passing it down to my children and preferably my girls, obviously, because I'm a female. There's things that I have that I can't pass on to my boys. But if I buy a handbag, my idea is that I'm passing it down to one of my girls.
Correct.
Shoes, not so much because they don't typically stand the test of time. And, you know, my girls might be different shoe sizes than me. But for instance, I told Madison that she asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I told her I wanted some new luggage. And she said to me, you're not going to get it monogrammed and, you know, with those like special graphics or anything on it, are you? And I said, yeah, actually, I was thinking about doing that. And she was like, oh. And I said, what do you mean, oh? She's like, no, because by the time I get it, it's going to have your initials on it. I'm like, oh, so you're plotting on my death.
Yeah, I mean,
thinking about what you're going to get when I pass. And she was like, no. I said, yes, that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I said to her, you know, that's actually what makes it special because then it gives that piece of luggage character.
Right.
Like that will be your mother's luggage that you'll be carrying when I leave this earth. I said, you know what I would do to have a piece of my grandmother's luggage or my mother's luggage? I would carry that with so much more pride. Like you're carrying something that has a piece of history, that has a personality behind it, that's been places.
Correct.
You know, you have to think of it that way. And she was like, oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. You can get your initials put on it.
My goodness.
You know, but yeah, so.
Well, you don't need luggage anyway.
What do you mean?
You're the type of person that, you know, you expect your luggage to look the same way as you bought it. And that doesn't happen. You know?
No, that doesn't happen for you because you don't care about anything.
No, that's what luggage is for. You put your stuff in there, you throw it in on top of a plane when you get there. Then you pull it out. Sometimes planes are small, sometimes planes are big. Sometimes you have to drag it. Sometimes you have to do this. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes the plane is so small that you can't check your luggage in and you have to take it. You have to take it on the bottom of the plane. All right, well, that's why.
You. That's you. You buy a new piece of luggage and it looks 10 years old in 2 months because you don't care about anything.
I don't.
You buy a new watch, the glass is scratched.
I wear it.
That's your excuse all the time. I wear it. The glass will be scratched. The metal will be gouged. And I'm looking at it like, you just got this 3 months ago. You're like, I wear it. I bought it to wear. I didn't buy it to look at. You buy it to wear and to look at.
I do it for both.
You need to take good care of things because that's something you're going to pass on to your sons. And you're going to be passing raggedy things on to your sons.
It is. If you buy something, even if it's expensive, you use it. Just like a car. I buy a car and I will park that bitch anywhere. I will park it on the street. People are, oh, you got a nice car. You park it in a lot.
A car might be a little different.
Fuck
you're not
that.
keeping any car forever and ever. Amen.
Maybe
4 years pass. You're tired of it. You're going to trade it in for something else. So? It's not going to be your problem in 4 years. But things that you plan on keeping for eternity and passing on to your kids, you should keep in better condition than you do. You don't care about anything.
It builds character.
Your shoes will have scuffs. You'll buy a new pair of sneakers and I'll see people comment because of the way that you pose. You might be crouching. They're like, oh, those sneakers are done because the way that you adjust your feet, it's like creases in the leather. Like, you don't care about nothing.
I don't. I wear them. If I buy it, I'm gonna wear it. And I'm gonna wear the shit out of it until I can't wear it no more, until the soles pop off, and then I'll give it away to a homeless person or a Salvation Army. And it is
I may not agree, and I may not adopt your way of thinking, but I do understand. I do understand that you do buy things to use them. Me, on the other hand, I buy things to use, and I like to keep them in excellent condition. Like, literally, you won't see a scratch or a scuff on a single bag, shoe, piece of jewelry, nothing that I own. You will not see any damage on, because I wear things carefully, because I appreciate where it comes from, and I appreciate what goes into attaining those things. I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate your blood, sweat, and tears. So I take care of things. That's my way of showing appreciation.
Well, you want to show appreciation? Wear the shit.
I do. Well,
when I come home,
you just said
when I come home, just have on some different pair of heels every day. You ain't even got to put on clothes. Just be naked with some heels on every day. Okay. Show me your appreciation.
You'd appreciate that. Yes. Okay.
You know what I wanted to start talking about? New Year's. Now, New Year's Eve, we went to a couple of clubs. I had the DJ in Newark. Shout out to Catalyst Lounge in Newark. We had a great time. Delicious was there from VH1 Flavor of Love or something like that. I
believe that's where she made her reality TV debut. I believe it was Flavor of Love with Flavor Flav.
Okay,
it was a very long time ago.
Shout out to Delicious. Then we went to the 4040.
Yes.
4040 was ram-packed. Shout out to everybody that came to 4040. We had a little music problem. The whole system went out for like 30, awful. 40 minutes. But we got it back on and we rocked it out. But I wanted to talk about drunk talk, right?
Drunk talk, because
we seen a lot.
I didn't do any drunk talk. What are we talking about?
No, you didn't do any drunk talk. But a lot of times when you're around people or people around and they've been drinking too much, they do things a little crazy.
Okay.
When we walked into 4040, we seen a little guy, right? I don't know if you remember. As soon as we walked into 4040.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
We seen this little guy. I would say a midget, but that's...
No, he definitely was, and that's not an appropriate word.
I would say that's not correct.
It would be a little person.
A little man.
And he was not a little person. He just happened to be a person that was little. Okay. But he wasn't a little person.
All right, so the man that was little was dancing on this huge girl with this huge ass, and he was drunk, right?
Yeah. And I don't know if he was drunk or if that was just his way.
No, I took a picture with him after. He was drunk. So my whole thing, and I seen a lot of people drunk and falling and all types of things. So my question is, if you're in a relationship, right, and your boyfriend or girlfriend is drunk and they do something out of character, do you forgive it? You know?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about.
All right, let's say...
Like, what are you talking about?
All right, let's say, because this happens, I know a lot in relationships. People get drunk, they get intoxicated, they go out and they might do something. Maybe they get into an argument with their spouse and they grab their spouse a little too hard, maybe even hit their spouse.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe even, be a little too flirty. We see that a lot where somebody's drunk and they're a little too flirty with people. So what is okay and what's not okay? What is forgivable when somebody is drunk? Even when we went to a brunch, and this guy's girl was getting loose.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, they were pouring alcohol on her. They were throwing water on her, throwing ice on her. They were getting so disrespectful to her. And
no, she was, well, at first she wasn't with it.
At first she was like, fuck no.
At first she was like, nah.
And then she took a couple shots and then she was like, pour it all on me.
No, but it was, okay, I don't know if you're even explaining it well enough. First, they took the bottle of Dom P and they were trying to pour it into her mouth. And they missed. And then it went all over her face.
Correct.
Her head was so far back that it plateaued all over her face and then dripped all the way down her chest and down her dress. At that point, I think she was like, my makeup's messed up, my hair's messed up, my dress is soaked, bleep it.
Fuck it.
Exactly. So then the next thing was they shook the bottle of Dom P.
Right.
And let it explode all over her. So they just completely sprayed this girl.
Correct.
With Dom Perignon.
Right.
Then the third thing was they dumped another bottle all over her. And then there was a huge bucket of ice that had all of their alcohol in it. They took the alcohol out and took the bucket of ice and dumped it all over her while she was like twerking.
Right.
Or something. And it seemed as though she enjoyed every bit of it.
But she was drunk. And I'm sure when she's seen the video later on, she's going to be pissed off. Maybe.
If she knows that I put it on my Insta Snap. But I was just so shocked at it. Like, how? Like, I'll never have that kind of fun.
No.
But at the same time, let me say this. I do understand certain aspects of YOLO,
Right.
the whole, you only live once. I do believe at times that it's cool to live in the moment and whatnot, as long as she's with somebody that can take care of her.
Correct.
Someone that she trusts, that isn't going to take advantage of her. Mm-hmm. It seemed like she came in with her boyfriend.
Right.
So I don't think the whole taking advantage of her situation was a problem.
Correct.
And if she was having fun doing it and he was having fun watching and whatnot, who am I to judge?
Right.
I was thoroughly entertained by it. I'll tell you that much. I enjoyed being in the booth next to them and watching because, I don't know, it's kind of like food for thought.
Correct.
Like, I'm shocked and I'm amazed. And I'm like, what? Like, oh, how is this fun? But then you have to dig a little bit deeper and say, you know what? Well, maybe it is a little bit of fun for people. So I don't judge. I liked watching.
Right. So I enjoyed watching it. It was hilarious. It's on my Insta Snap. I know it's gone now, but
it's gone now.
If you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, what we're talking about. It was on Gears as well. But what do you forgive when somebody gets drunk?
Well,
and the reason I ask that is because when people get drunk, sometimes you get two sides. Sometimes you get the truth or you get a sloppy mess.
I think you get both.
And you get a little bit of both sometimes.
I think you get both. And that's what I was just going to say. The thing about alcohol is a lot of times it gives people the courage.
Correct.
To say things that they're really thinking that they wouldn't ordinarily say.
Right. Or encourage to do something that they wouldn't usually do. Right.
Or that they wouldn't do under the influence. And I experienced the, maybe things you wouldn't do in your normal frame of mind. And I have to be honest, that's part of what I like about getting tipsy.
Okay.
And, I think if you listen to the podcast, you know that I really only drink with you.
Correct.
I don't drink when I'm with my friends. I don't know if that's going to change a little bit in the new year. It depends on my company. It depends on if I feel as though I'm in a safe environment, if I have a safe means of transportation,
right,
etc. But up until this point, I really only drink with you. Mm-hmm. So I think that when I drink, I like to let go. I like to...
Yeah, but you don't let go in a crazy way. Like,
no, not in a crazy way.
I see a lot of women get drunk. And when women get drunk, I see sometimes they get a lot of flirty. And I see a lot of people get into arguments in a club because of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could be with your girl and your girl's drunk. Mm-hmm. She gets flirty with another guy. Mm-hmm. Now, the guy, her boyfriend is drunk. Mm-hmm. So now he sees that and he's pissed off. And it's always
the angry drunk comes out of him.
Right. So now there's a flirty drunk and an angry drunk, and it's always bad. And I see it all the time, and the security throws them both out. And then when I leave the club, they're outside arguing. But that happens all the time. But what do you forgive and what don't you forgive? If your spouse is being flirty in a club and they're drunk, do you forgive that, or do you say, you know what, maybe that's how he really wants to be?
I believe that that's how a person really wants to be, because when I'm a little twisted, I think that the way that I act with you, and I get more flirty with you.
Correct.
And the way that I act with you is like my inner, whatever you want to call it, really coming out.
Right.
And I think I'm already like that, on a normal basis. But when I drink, more of that comes out. So that's real. It's not fake in that moment.
Right.
It's just more on Front Street.
So if I'm drunk and I see a girl and I flirt and I say, hey, cutie, and I'm drunk, how do you feel? Do you forgive that later on when I'm not drunk?
I'll be like, hey, well, you must really think she's cute, because I believe it to be true.
But now after
do I forgive it? Well, you have in my opinion, if it's something like that, I don't think you really have any choice but to forgive it, because I'm not a jealous person. Now, a jealous person might not forgive it,
right,
because a jealous person may feel a way that you find somebody else attractive. But I just don't think that we live in a world where, you're not going to find someone else attractive. I'm not going to find somebody else attractive. Mm-hmm. So you speaking on it is a matter of respect or disrespect. So on a normal day, if we pass someone that's attractive and you find them attractive, just as a level of respect, you probably wouldn't say that to me.
Correct.
When you're drunk, you don't have those parameters.
Right.
So you spoke your mind. So I wouldn't have a choice but to forgive it. If you went further than that, meaning approached her, kicked it to her, tried to touch her, or anything like that, then we have a problem.
Let me see now. There
are lines.
Now, this is a problem that I have, right? I agree with you to a point, right? But what I don't agree with is sometimes when you get drunk, you don't remember or you don't know. And the only reason I say that is because our baby shower, right? Mm-hmm. I got so drunk that I don't remember what happened.
I know you don't.
Like I don't remember. Mm-hmm. Like, you could say, Rashawn, you slapped 7 girls in the face and elbowed a dude in the nose. And I'd be like, no, I didn't. Because I really don't remember.
That's incredible. But the level to which you were inebriated was it was historic.
Right. But I don't remember. You could tell me, like, you could make up a story about me that night and I'd have to be like, what?
Right. But the difference is it doesn't matter what you recall.
Right.
What matters is that you acted on your impulses and the way that you felt in the moment.
But it could be anything.
And that is a problem.
All right, let's say I'm drunk, right? Let's say New Year's Eve. Let's say we were both drunk and tipsy, and you said something that I didn't like, right? You said, Rashawn, your feet look big, right? Let's say you said that, right?
That's his sensitive spot.
It's not no
Don't
more,
talk
buddy.
about this man's feet.
It's
okay?
not anymore. But let's say you said that, right?
Uh-huh.
And I slapped the shit out of you.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
I was drunk.
Yeah.
I would never slap the shit out of you on the same day or when I wasn't having liquor.
Then I would have, in the same drunken manner, picked up a bottle of alcohol and went upside your head with it. Would you forgive that? 82 stitches later?
See, now that's the problem.
Now there's a problem?
If I stab you, you shoot me. You can't use, you have to use this same weapon. If you stab me and I shoot
you, you damn well deserve that bullet.
You can't shoot me. Like, you can't hit me over the head with a bottle.
I don't believe in that. And we've spoken.
Slap me back. You can't just hit me in the head with a bottle.
On that in other situations. But I don't believe that, if you slap me, it means that I can only slap you back. I can't go above what you did. It doesn't work that way.
I slap
you open Pandora's box, you're going to get what you get.
If I slap you can't run over me in a car. Like, you can't. I can. All right, then you go to jail.
Don't put your hands on me, and then you don't have to worry about what I'm going to do in retaliation.
If you hit me in the head with a bottle, I'm calling the police. But back to what I'm saying.
So you don't forgive it.
Back to what I'm saying. So if I slap you, right, and then everybody comes and grabs you and me, and you can't hit me in the head with a bottle. The next day, when we're not drunk, do you forgive me?
No.
But I was drunk. I was not in my right mind. And people do a lot of things drunk, not in their right mind.
Yeah, I don't think I would forgive you. If you backhanded me in a drunken stupor, I don't think that I would forgive that right away. I mean, in my heart, because the godly Gia would forgive you, but
if I was really sorry, like, I don't know what got into me, I was drunk, I'm not going to drink again. It would take time.
If I believed, okay, you and I, speaking of us specifically.
Because I know there's a lot of people out there that have been in a drunken argument
before. But you're not the type of person that would ever put your hands on a female. Mm-hmm. So I would know that was brought on by alcohol. And
there's a couple females I put my hands on.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like, this is how I look at it. And this is just a side note. I don't believe in fair fights when it comes to my family.
What just happened?
I'm going to tell you.
I'm so confused right now.
You said I would never hit a female, and you're right.
Okay.
But side note, if a female ever hit you, I'm going to attack like they're a nigga. I don't, excuse my French. I'm going to attack like they're like they're a man.
Wait, so when have you ever put your hands on a female? I've never been in a situation where you had to defend me.
No, I haven't. But that's how I feel. Like, I would never hit a female.
Oh, I thought you said that you had before.
No. But I don't believe in fair fights. Like, if somebody hits you, I'm swinging too.
Okay.
If somebody hits my daughter, I'm swinging too.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't, like, people like, oh, you never hit a woman. Okay. But if a woman hits my wife or hits my child, it's on. It's on and popping. And I'm going to fight you like you're a man. Like, because there's lucky punches. There's, you take off your heel and poke out my eye. None of that's happening. I'm just wanted to side note. Like, if you come up to my wife or my kids disrespectfully, I'm going to swing like I'm Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Because nothing can happen to my wife or kids. If you have a problem, swing on me. Don't swing on them. Okay, now side note. Now, go ahead. You said Rashawn never hit nobody.
Okay, so me knowing that you're not the type to hit a female.
Correct.
I would know that it was brought on by the alcohol, So the godly me, like I said before, would forgive you, but realistically, it would take time for me to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have to come to terms with the fact that you hit me and then you would never be able to drink again.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be it. That would have been the last drink that you would take. And I wouldn't trust you to drink without me either.
Correct.
So you couldn't drink with your friends. You couldn't drink with me. Like that better have been a good shot. And I don't mean at me, a good alcoholic shot,
right,
because that would have been it for you. So after that, boundaries would have to be put into place,
right,
to make sure that it didn't happen again.
And I agree with you when it comes to people that drink and get drunk. And those drunk, I know, because a lot of people have drunken conversations and drunken fights, and I see it all the time. But you don't.
But I believe what people tell me when they're drinking.
No, I do too. But it's difficult because if somebody hits you or disrespects you when they're drunk, I say yes the first time you let it slide.
Mm.
But they can't drink around you again, and they can't have that around you again, because you never know when they're able. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, and this person hates when I tell a story, but I don't give a fuck. I used to have a best friend, close friend.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
His name was Mono, DJ Mono. Shout out to Mono. He's out in Atlanta.
Hey, Randy.
I don't really think he drinks like that anymore. But every time he would get drunk, he would turn himself into Hulk. It would be a totally different person.
Yeah, he would absolutely go from David Banner to the Hulk.
I remember one time he was out with a friend of mine, and he approached some bouncer, and told the bouncer to suck his dick, and the bouncer beat him up. And then my friend, being his friend, tried to help him. So the bouncer pulled out a knife and stabbed my friend.
Wait.
Stabbed Derek in the back. Yeah.
Wait,
true story.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it definitely happened.
Derek?
Yeah, so Mono didn't get stabbed, but Derek got stabbed.
Stabbed?
Yeah, stabbed in the back.
Like poked? No, he must have gotten poked, because I don't know about him getting stabbed.
Had to go to the hospital, stitches and all that.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
You know, I didn't know that.
Yeah, stabbed, absolutely. Another time, same kid, Mono, we were in a club, and I remember we were on a dance floor, and this is when Bloods and Crips were real big in New York. And I remember he went up to a Blood, drunk, was like something like, he said, I don't give a fuck about that red bandana. I'll fuck you up.
Oh, I remember this.
Dude said, what? Pulled out a gun in the middle of the club. Now, me being Mono's friend, I didn't even know what to do. So I jumped in front of Mono and the guy, and it was like, hey, what's up? I'm DJ Envy. Mm-hmm. And luckily, the guy bought my mixtapes back in the day and was like, oh my gosh, I got all your tapes. And I was like, look, my friend is drunk, and he let that slide. But the last draw for me was my birthday party. Mm-hmm. We were at a club, and I don't even know who brought a cake. Somebody brought me a cake for my birthday, and the whole club was singing happy birthday. Mm-hmm. And Mono picks up the cake.
Yeah.
And right when, I'm blowing out the candles, and you know how you shove a piece of pie in somebody's face? He hit me so hard with the cake, like he snuffed me with the cake.
Yeah.
Like snuffed me, like pulled me off my feet.
Right.
And he was drunk, and we damn near got into a fight in the club. And because of that, I don't really talk to him as much, is because he's a bad drunk.
Right.
He's a drunk that I don't want to be around. Mm-hmm. And since then, he's doing good in Atlanta. He moved to Atlanta, and they said he's doing good. He stopped drinking, so I'm happy for him. So we speak periodically, but he's one of those people that I just can't forgive being drunk, because I know what it does. So if you put yourself in that predicament and you know what alcohol does to you, I can't be around you.
Right. And he has no choice but to know, because every time that he drinks, something goes bad.
Something goes bad.
But like he's always getting into a fight with somebody.
Right. And I'm sure that everybody has that one drunk friend that goes too far, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend gets drunk and goes too far. But it gets to the point where I can forgive the first time. Mm-hmm. But after that, I can't. And you can't continue to drink, because you can't keep going on with those same problems over and over and over again. It just becomes
redundant.
It becomes redundant.
It becomes redundant.
But, that's what alcohol is. And I was always told, if you drink alcohol, you don't drink to take away your pain. Because when you drink to take away your pain, all you're doing is increasing that monster that you don't want to be.
Right.
So when you drink for fun, you drink for casual, you drink to let go a little bit, but not to drink away the pain. That never works, and that's never successful, and that's never helpful. So if you're out there and your spouse is a drinker and y'all get into an argument, I hope this helps, because I know a lot of y'all out there like, yeah, every time he comes home, he drunk, we go out together, we drunk, we fight. Because I see it all the damn time. All the damn time.
No, it's true. But I don't know. I just think that when it comes to drinking, you have to know your limits.
Correct.
And you have to make sure that you're in good company and surrounded by people that take care of each other.
Correct.
And I never really used to understand why people drank, because I didn't start drinking until like just years ago.
Right.
And, but I get it. I get it. Sometimes people are judgmental of their friends that drink. And just like you said, if you drink casually and to just have a little bit more fun and let go and be silly with your friends or, your partner, then I think it's okay. But if you know that you act inappropriately, then you have to give it up. So let me ask you. So if I get a little twisted.
Okay.
And I become too flirty with another guy. I sit on his lap, or I dance with him, or I'm close to his face, or I'm giving him I'm sending him little hearts, with my eyes or whatever. What do? Do you forgive it? Or do you take it as, wow, this must be how she really feels? You know
me. If you get drunk and you get too close to a guy, what am I going to do?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to this new improved you in 2018. So what do? You're
not going to get that far. First of all, if you're that drunk to the point where you're acting that way and I'm DJing or I'm around, you're not leaving my side. But if you are too flirty, we're going to have a conversation as soon as we get back in that car, or as soon as you fix up.
After we get back in the car, it's too late. I already did it. So after I do it, what do you?
No, we're going to leave. If we're out together, we're going to leave.
You're DJing and you got 45 minutes left to go and I'm flirty.
Oh, you're going to be in the DJ booth for the next 45 minutes then. But
I already did it. Do you forgive it?
We're going to have a conversation.
Let's say I kiss another guy. So now that's line in the sand. So now you can't say, oh, you're going to be next to me or you're in the car.
You kiss a guy?
I kissed a guy.
Okay.
How do you feel? How do you interpret that? I'm drunk.
Okay.
Or tipsy. I don't know if I really... Yeah, maybe I do.
We're going to have a conversation the next day when you're not tipsy, when you're not drunk, because having a conversation with a drunk person is like having a conversation with yourself. So I'm going to wait till the next day and we're going to have a conversation.
So I kissed him. What do you do in that moment? Come on, stop skirting the issue.
Oh, that moment I yoke you up and we're going out the club right there. We're going home. I don't care if I'm DJing.
Forget about your next 45
Forget about
minutes.
my money. Forget about all that. We're going home right then and there.
Okay.
You're going home. We're going to sleep. And then the next morning, we're going to have a conversation.
How's the conversation go?
I'm going to say, you're never going to drink again. And if you do...
I can never, ever.
Never drink again. Never drink again. Because when you drink, you don't know how to control yourself. And I don't want to be with a person that doesn't know how to control himself.
Ew.
So if you can't tell me that you can do that, then we have a problem or situation.
Okay. But now let's talk about the real issue. How do you feel? Do you feel that I must be into that guy?
No, not at all. Because you were drunk. No.
So you don't feel as though it's real emotions coming out?
No. I feel like you were drunk and people do stupid shit when they're drunk and sometimes they get loosey-goosey. So no, not at all.
Okay, so that's how you look at it.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's move on because I ain't like that one. Let's get to the email of the week. All right?
Wait.
What?
Oh, can I have a little bit more fun with this?
No.
No, I have to have a little bit more fun because you really just sparked another question in my mind.
Go ahead.
Okay. Scenario.
Oh, here we go.
I'm out with my girls. I'm out with Charisma and Ingrid.
Okay.
And no. And 3 other girls. Because it has to be more than 2 girls because those 2 girls would have reined me in. Okay? All right. So I'm out with 5 other girls.
Okay.
And we're at a club. No, we're not at a club. We are at a get-together at someone's house.
Okay.
Where there's like maybe 35 people. There's somebody there. I'm drinking. My friends are preoccupied. Okay. I'm talking to a guy. I get too flirty. And he and I disappear. Okay. I wind up at his apartment or at a hotel. I sleep with him. I feel terribly about it the next day. The next day, I throw my clothes on. I do the walk of shame. I get in an Uber. I come home. I feel so horribly. I tell you about it. what do you do?
Well, we got to fire him because if you were drunk, he raped you. That's rape because you didn't have your real consent because he had sex with a person that was past drunk.
No, I might have given him my consent though.
Oh, so you weren't that drunk?
No, I was drunk.
No,
but no. See,
drunk,
now that's a touchy subject, and I know that people have been through that. So I don't want to talk about the drunk rape because that's a whole other conversation. I'm talking about in my hypothetical. I was drunk and I consented to sex even though I was drunk. And because according to you, drunk people can't have sex because nobody can consent. That any type of sex while two people are intoxicated is rape. And that's not the case. So I was drunk and at the same time, I consented to sex. Look at the look on your face. Okay, this did not happen. Okay, I'm just listening. You can change the look on your face and appear more pleasant. That would make me happy. So that's what happened. So I sleep with him. I do all the dirty, and I come home and I tell you about it. How do you feel? What do you do?
How do you apologize?
What?
I mean, it depends how you come back and apologize. If you are sincere and you really are apologetic, and
of course I'm really apologetic. It's me.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, I wouldn't say it like this. I'm sure I'd probably be friggin' in tears.
Okay.
But I apologize.
Knowing you, I would forgive you, and there would be certain rules and regulations that you'd have to abide by for the rest of your life.
What do you mean?
You couldn't drink ever again.
Okay.
You couldn't go out.
Forget about all that. How do you feel?
I don't know. I would feel fucked up. I would feel upset. But me being a little cocky and conceited, I would feel like the only reason that you did it is because you were drunk.
She could have actually liked that guy. She could have actually thought he was attractive.
Exactly.
He couldn't have had anything on me.
No, now you know me. So the cocky and conceited guy would feel like, that happened because you were drunk. So that's how I would feel, and that's what I would go with.
Now, do you really feel that way, or do you think you would tell yourself that so that you could stomach what I did?
I probably feel that way and would tell myself that.
Okay.
I'm kind of cocky and conceited, if you haven't
I don't know. You said it 5 times. I don't know if anybody really got that impression.
But that's what I would do.
You might want to say it again, because then maybe people might actually believe you.
I'm feeling myself. That's how it is.
Okay.
But that's how I would go about it.
Okay. So now, would you low key loathe me? Like under the surface? Would you kind of have a little bit of hatred for me?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it would take time to fully forgive somebody. I mean, it takes time to get back to that position of trust and everything, but for a little bit, I would be a little upset and side-eye you all the time. You
don't think it would change our relationship?
I mean, of course it would change our relationship.
Like permanently? You think it would permanently?
I don't think anything is permanent, but I mean, we'd have to get to a part where we trust each other again and everything is good. You'd have to make me feel good.
But is that about trust? So that would hurt your trust in me?
Absolutely.
So it's not that you would just distrust me while I was drunk. You would distrust me as a whole?
I think so. For a little bit, yeah.
Well, tell me why. Because 10 minutes ago, you said that
Yeah, but that was a kiss. But now you said you consented to sex. So that means...
No. I'm talking about when you said that you slapped me. Okay? When you gave me a black and blue and took off the right side of my face. Right. Then it was, people don't know what they're doing. What if I don't even remember it? And I'm not that kind of person.
Right, but that's what I said. If I was tipsy and slapped you, that's different from being drunk.
Okay, we're talking about drunk.
Being drunk now. Being drunk and you consented, that's okay. That means you thought about it.
You consented to slapping me.
Maybe not. No, I didn't consent. I didn't think
Your hand didn't do it by itself.
See, there's a difference.
Of course there's a difference.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the difference, right?
Tell me the difference.
The difference is this. If I slap you, it's an emotion that happens probably quickly.
So is sex.
No. There's a difference.
Emotion.
No, there's a difference. You might have said something that made me slap the shit out of you, which was a natural reaction.
Yeah, he might have whipped out his dong and made me want it.
Hold on. No, you said that you left the party, you went to his house and consented. So these are all things that you thought of. They weren't just an immediate reaction.
Steps,
those were steps that you took that you had to think about, that had to give that consent. There's a difference between steps and just saying...
An impulse.
Exactly. Mine was impulse of being drunk. Yours was drinking and thinking and still doing what you had to do. You know what I mean? But that's how I feel. And also, so like I said, I would forgive you, but there are steps that you would have to take for the rest of your life that you'd have to be understanding to.
So it would take the rest of my life to right that wrong.
I don't know, but there were certain things that you couldn't do. You couldn't drink again. You couldn't hang around them girls anymore.
I couldn't hang around my close friends anymore.
No. I'm your close friend from now on.
Now you only got one?
Yeah.
Wait. You couldn't blame it on my friends. They were off doing their own thing.
I don't know, but that would be how I felt, and we would have to go through certain steps to actually forgive you.
All right.
Enough of that. Now let's talk about this email now.
Okay.
All right. Oh, time is going fast. We got to take boy to basketball.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Not sure. Okay, here it is. Hi, DJ Envy and Gia. My name is Jesse, and to be truly honest and direct, I am a closeted homosexual. I grew up in the church, and therefore I am very rooted in it. When I became aware of my sexual inclination at a certain age in my life, I started praying really hard in my heart for the feelings to go away.
Aww.
As the years passed by and I realized that the feelings were still very present in my life, I just ended up promising myself that I would never act on them and live a life of celibacy. However, that became really hard once I got to college and noticed many of my friends happy in their heterosexual relationships. I started asking myself, why can't I have a person in my life looking at me in a special way? I began craving to give love and having someone swoon over me. Still nothing happened to me in that department. A couple of months ago, I moved to a new city after graduating from college and found a church out there that I really loved and quickly got involved. There's a boy there, older than 21 for sure, but just a few years younger than me, who also was part of the volunteer team. I had seen him in the church serving for weeks and never thought much of him until the day he introduced himself to me. Although we had a very short convo, there was something about him that had me feeling butterflies on the inside, and I'm not one to get these kind of vibes from random people. I tried to fight those feelings because as far as I knew, the guy was straight. I had heard him talk about wanting to get married sometime soon and desperately wanting a girlfriend in his life to make that happen. So I began ignoring him and would go out of my way to minimize any interactions with him in hope that his attraction for him would go away. But no, things instead got worse. I started noticing him staring at me a lot and even noticed that he would sometimes go out of his way to interact with me. And with our very few interactions, he would say things that would leave me feeling like he was trying to impress me or have me think highly of him. One time he even asked me, "Are you mad at me for any reason?" And I responded with, "No. Why would I be mad at you for?" Because I had been ignoring him to push away the attraction that I felt towards him, and I was trying to make it not so obvious by responding to his question with another question. He then responded with, "I'm just kidding," I guess to make that situation less awkward. But the thing to me that was weird is that a week later, I ran into him at a friend's event and he came up to me to greet me, and in relief with a very caring voice, he said, "So you aren't mad at me?" And for some reason, I didn't say anything. I just froze, and he kind of took it as a cue to leave. So our interactions have been like that. A lot of staring across the room and very small talk that really goes nowhere. Damn, this shit is long as fuck. All right. In church, we sometimes hold hands for group prayers or place our hands over each other's shoulders. And whenever I found myself next to him, I noticed him very tense and really hesitant to touch me. I kept trying to ignore him, but he still greets me and gives me intense looks. Even when I'm not looking at his way on purpose, I can still feel him staring my way. Due to all that, I just can't stop thinking about him. He is and has been on my mind every single day since he introduced himself to me. Shit, that shit is still long. Okay. So I wonder,
we need the details.
I'm trying to get to it. Hold on. So I wonder, does he feel this way I feel about him and also scared to express it because of our backgrounds in faith? Or am I just a crazy person thinking too much into this, creating a whole story with this really none? And what moves could I make to really find out if he's into me or not without putting myself out there? I've had crushes before and they usually went away after a while of nothing happening. However, there's just something about this crush that just sticks to my heart. I've never experienced a love relationship in my whole entire life because of the fact that I've been trying really hard to push my attraction for men away, and also because I still haven't met anyone in my life who's fought to win me over in a way that I am very confident that it really doesn't have much to do with my appearance, because my friends would describe me as someone who takes good care of himself. Okay, here we go. I apologize for the long email, but I wanted to give you as much information as possible to enable you to make the best analysis possible of the situation and advise me well over this. I also want to let you know that I listen to the Breakfast Club and your Casey podcast religiously. He spelled religiously with like mad ease. What you both have is amazing, and sometimes I do feel envious of that connection and wonder if in my life I would ever fall in love with someone that deep. I have a lot of respect for both of you. Humbly, you for taking the time to read this email. Best regards, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
Shit.
So what do you think?
Oh, you're going to ask me after I just read that email? Can I get a little breath? Can I get to take a little breather?
No, jump right in.
All right, Jesse. You only live once, Jesse. You might as well go for it. Now, it makes no sense to be a closet homosexual. Why? Why are you hiding who you are? If this is who you are and this is who you naturally are, don't hide it.
Especially not in this day and age.
No, don't hide it. Who cares about what people think about you? Who cares about, how people look at you? This is who you want to be. You don't want to pass away. You don't want to die. You don't want to be the age of 60 saying, wow, this is who I want to be. If that's who you are, you accept it and that's who you be. If people don't want to talk to you, they don't want to be your friends, they don't like you, they are awkward around you, then they don't need to be in your life.
I don't even know if that happens anymore.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But, you never know. Like, you don't want to hide your feelings. No. If you are gay, you be the happiest gay. Well, happy and gay go together, right? You be the happiest gay.
You be the gayest gay.
You be the gayest gay ever. Like,
yes.
I'm not going to say attack dude, but you should ask him out, and not on a date. Just be like, hey, yo, you want to go to this bar? Go out with him. Get to know him. Have a conversation. See if he really likes you. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he is the same way. Maybe he is the same way as you. Maybe he's gay. He's in the closet. He thinks he likes you, but he doesn't know how to react on it because he think that you might not be gay.
That's a good way of
So maybe you should just take him out and see where it goes. What's the worst that could happen? He finds out that you are gay and then he doesn't talk to you. And if that's the case,
it doesn't matter. He's staring at you from across the room anyway. What do you really have to lose?
Absolutely. So that's how I would handle it, Jesse. And if he doesn't like you, or if he doesn't talk to you because he finds out you're gay, fuck him.
Okay, so how does it go? All right. So you said ask him out to a bar or something of that nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does Jesse tell him that he's gay beforehand?
No, he doesn't.
It's just a matter of saying, hey, do you want to go out to this bar with me, or do you want to go have dinner with me? See,
I wouldn't do dinner.
But here's the thing.
Dinner's that's a little too much.
But why is it too much? Because at the end of the day, Jesse is going to tell this person that he's interested in that he's gay.
Right.
According to...
But you're not going to tell him right away because you don't want to scare him. You don't want to make it seem like you're attacking or you're...
But if a man asks another man to dinner, then I think that kind of comes along with the indication that there's some type of romantic intent behind it.
No.
Rashawn, yes. What man asks another man to dinner, hey, you want to go have dinner with me? Unless there's some type of romantic intention behind it.
I wouldn't do that yet.
But my point is, and I'm not suggesting this, it's just coming to mind as you're talking.
Okay.
Or I may be suggesting it, I don't quite know yet. If he asks him to dinner, then the other person will get the direct impression that Jesse may be gay.
Correct.
And then he can answer accordingly. If he's having those feelings as well, or if he's also a homosexual, then he may accept the offer. If Jesse asks him to a bar, if he's a homosexual and Jesse's imagining all of this or taking the wrong cues, the other guy might think that he just might want to go to have a drink and maybe pick up some other girls. He may get there, they have a conversation, and then he may feel duped. Do you see what I mean?
No.
So maybe if he asks him to dinner, then Jesse can get his answer kind of right away. If the guy is interested and he's not imagining all of these things, he'll accept his invitation. If he's not, then he won't.
No, the reason I say you go to a drink and go to a bar is because Jesse could feel him out on a one-on-one tip, right? Instead of just going to a restaurant and it's there and y'all both awkward. Because if the guy's not gay, it's going to be awkward as fuck at a restaurant because now it's just me and you. But if it's a bar...
He won't accept his invitation if he's not gay or if he's not interested. Believe me. Have you ever had a friend that asked you out on a heterosexual dinner date? Have you ever had a guy say, hey, let's go have dinner together?
Not like dinner, but people don't say, hey, let's go have dinner. Like I could be with a friend and be like, yo, let's go get a bite to eat at Chow's.
Because you're already out. You're not going to call up anybody and say, hey,
but that's how
you want to have dinner with me at Chow's?
That's how Jesse should do it. Jesse should be, hey, we're at church. Yo, let's go get a drink. Let's go get a drink tomorrow. What you doing tomorrow? Let's go get a drink after work. That's what he should do because that makes him comfortable. See exactly what you're diving into before you actually dive. And then if the bar goes right, then you say, let's go to dinner. If the bar doesn't go right, then you ain't got to worry about dinner. Because once you're in that restaurant, there's just you and him. You're at a table together. If you're at a bar, it's atmosphere. It's other people at the bar. You have an out just in case.
And I understand what you're
Jesse,
saying,
I'm trying to give you it out.
My point is, dude's not accepting a dinner invitation if he's not interested in Jesse. I'm a female. If a man invites me out to dinner, I know that there's a romantic interest there. Like nobody invites somebody else out to dinner,
right?
Unless you're a female. Like girls will go to dinner. Like, hey, you want to go to dinner tomorrow night or whatever? Girls will do it. But men, I've never seen that happen unless it's situational. Like you said, you know, you can be out somewhere and it could be you and Derek. We just talked about it. It could be you and Derek. Like, yo, let's go grab a bite to eat.
Correct.
That's grabbing a bite to eat. And it can be at a nice restaurant. It could be at a Chow's or Philippe's or friggin' P.F. Chang's or wherever. But you're not going to call somebody or approach somebody and say, hey, let's go to dinner unless you're into them.
But it gives Jesse out just in case Jesse doesn't like dude. And for
that reason, I like it.
And also, if dude is not comfortable yet, because let's say dude is a closet homosexual as well, that gives him a kind of, you put
baby
your foot
steps
in the water first and see if I like it, and then I jump in,
right?
Instead
Because he might have never been in a relationship like that either.
Absolutely.
So that might be just like you said, like testing the water. So if he invites him for drinks after church or something like that, they can go interact,
absolutely,
catch more vibes, get a little bit more comfortable, get a little bit looser.
There you go.
Like we said, and you get to see a little bit of the real them because that comfortability starts increasing.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
You know, and I think that makes more sense. And that way, then you can get to whatever you want to get to, you know?
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. All right. Well, Jesse, good luck. Hopefully that answered your question. And email us if you have a question. It's thekcrew@gmail.com. TheKCCrew@gmail.com. If you have a question or comment, or you can always hit us on. A lot of people hit us up on Instagram and DM us questions, and we check both of those.
Yes. And Jesse, please get back to us. I want to know how that turned out. Whether you took Rashawn's advice or did not, I want to know how you and dude wound up.
Yeah, I want to know too. All right, now, it's almost time to get up out of here, baby.
What? We're not doing another email?
You want to do another one?
Yes.
Okay.
You gonna ask me if I want to do another email?
All right. This person is kind of rude. Didn't say me, but I'll read it anyway. Gia, I need your advice. Not Gia Rashawn, just Gia, I need your advice.
Okay.
I recently just lost my man's trust after being with him for 6 years. I got caught saying shit to another guy, and now he wants nothing to do with me, which he has every right to. He has been in the wrong too in the past, and we have always found a way back to one another. I believe he is my soulmate, and we were put on this earth for one another. I believe we will be soulmates. My question is to you, how do I gain his trust back? And have you and Envy ever lost trust with each other when y'all were young?
Well, there's not a lot of details in that email.
No, it's not a lot of details.
I don't know exactly how she lost his touch. I don't trust. I don't know if she stole from him or if she slept with another guy.
No, she just said she was caught saying shit to another guy.
Okay.
Well, I would start off by saying this. I mean, they do say that they lost each other's trust before, so I don't know exactly what she did.
He lost her trust before.
Before. I'd say the first thing in gaining somebody's trust back is to make him feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Make him feel comfortable in every situation. Of course, apologize and be really sorry and be truthful and honest to what you did. I also feel like in this situation, what you have to do is open yourself up to him. Meaning if you were caught talking to a guy on the phone or texting a guy, make sure that he knows that you never want to be in that predicament again, and give him the code to your phone. If you truly feel that's your soulmate and you truly feel that, you want to be with him and nobody else, open up your life to him. Make your life a big open book where you feel like there is nothing to hide and he feels like there's nothing to hide, so he can start gaining that trust back, because that's the main thing. If he feels that you're hiding something, or he feels that something is funny, you're on the phone, you walk into another room, or you text and then you hide the text, these are all keys that something isn't right. And maybe that's what he's feeling. So that's what I would do. I would definitely open my life to him. I would open my book, open my phone, open everything possibly to him. Not open it in the way you say, hey, look at my stuff, but leave your phone on your bed. Leave it, take your passwords off. Make him feel comfortable where he's like, okay, she's really changed, or she made a mistake and it's time to move on. What do you feel?
Well, I want to kind of ask you about that, because you throw the M word around.
What, M, motherfucker?
A lot.
What M word?
Mistake.
Oh, mistake. Okay.
In your opinion, in your book, what's a mistake?
Mistake?
Because she was texting someone.
Okay. Well, we don't know, but she said something, so we don't know what it was. But
she said, how did she put it? She said something inappropriate?
She said some shit she wasn't supposed to somebody else.
Take a look.
Now, hold on. I'm opening my thing. She said, I got caught saying shit to another guy, and now he wants nothing to do with me. Well,
if she got caught, it would either be, I'm assuming that she would either be on the phone and he was nearby and heard, or she's got caught saying something, meaning that she was texting somebody or emailing somebody and he read the text or the email.
Correct.
I think those are the only ways that could have transpired. Is that really a mistake? That's not a mistake. That's deliberate. So when you say mistake, I want to know what you mean by mistake. Is that another word for bad judgment, bad decision?
Yeah, I think a mistake is also bad judgment, bad decision. I mean, because to take it back to, if I slap the shit out of you, that's a mistake.
That's a mistake because you were drunk.
That's a bad decision.
That's not necessarily a decision, because your decision-making capabilities are taken away from you when you're drunk. Okay. So that's not a decision. That's actually
But even if I wasn't drunk, and slapped the shit out of you,
that's not a mistake.
That's a mistake.
That's not a mistake.
Because I let my emotions get the best of me and I lashed out and hit you. And that was a mistake that I shouldn't have done.
I wouldn't call it a mistake. I'd call that a bad decision.
I think mistakes are bad decisions.
In some cases, but a mistake would be, you meant to hit the person behind me or in front of me and they ducked and you caught me.
Okay, well,
that's a mistake.
Okay, so
when people make, and that's what I think I wanted to kind of talk about when you just said that. When people make mistakes, to me, it means that their intention is one thing, but something else happens. That's a mistake.
People don't
As a matter of fact, I'm going to Google mistake.
But you know what? People don't use mistake like that. People use mistake as in, I fucked up, I made a mistake, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't use.
But that's what they use it as.
I don't use
like
that way.
Mistake is
mistake definition.
Okay, look up mistake definition.
Go ahead, you can continue on looking for it.
But I would, definitely if you did that, I would say that a mistake was made. You shouldn't have done that. And you have to open up your life to make sure he's comfortable and that you can live on and that he can be happy and he can trust you. Now, what does the definition of mistake say?
Well, the first one that pops up is an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong, For example, coming here was a mistake. Synonyms: error, fault, inaccuracy, omission, slip, blunder, miscalculation, misunderstanding, oversight, misinterpretation, gaffe, faux pas, etc. The verb is to be wrong about. So according to that definition, I think that your understanding of it holds up.
Right. So, like, if I go to
I'm just going to look at Merriam-Webster's definition now.
If a girl goes to a guy's house, that's a mistake. That's what it says. Going somewhere that you wasn't supposed to, that's a mistake. So I think that she can say she made a mistake.
To make a wrong judgment of the character or ability of, to identify wrongly, confuse with another, to be wrong. Okay, go ahead, sweetie. So
that's pretty much a mistake. So that's what I would advise her to do. What would you advise her to do?
I would advise her to first analyze the reason why she spoke in a way that wouldn't be conducive to her relationship with her boyfriend with another guy. I think that's number one. You take things kind of from ground zero. It's easy to promise that something's never going to happen again if you don't address what's going on within yourself to understand why you did that in the first place. For me, everything always gets taken back to the first place. First, you have to have a clear understanding of what's going on before you can fix it. So, I mean, in my mind, and the details aren't there, but in my mind, I'm assuming that she was probably being flirty in a text or over the phone with somebody else.
Okay.
So is that because you are missing something in your relationship? You are lacking attention from your boyfriend? Does this other person make you feel a way through his words that you would like to feel and that your boyfriend's not making you feel? Why is it that you gravitated to this other person and, was satisfying whatever it was that he wanted to hear and satisfying yourself by saying those things? There had to be something beneficial in the scenario. So first I'd address that. And for me, as you well know, like, what's an apology? Apologies are kind of empty to me if it doesn't come with a real, true, and sincere explanation.
Correct.
Where you've already thought on your own. You've done your due diligence. You understand why you did what you did. Now you come to me and apologize. Now you have to convey that to me in a way that can allow me to understand why you did what you did. So if she didn't do this self-reflecting and she just went to him and was like, I apologize for what I did. If I'm him and I'm on the receiving end of that, my interpretation is like, of course you're freaking sorry.
Right. You need detail. You want emotion. You want feelings.
Like, what does that mean? You're sorry. You messed up. Now you're upset because I found out and now we're in a bad place. So yeah, you're sorry. But that's kind of empty and meaningless. It's almost worthless, right? But if I'm him and she comes to me with something like, I'm going to start by saying that I apologize for what I did. I acknowledge that it was wrong. This is the reason why I did it. And it's easy for me to say that it'll never happen again because I can exude that kind of self-control from this point on. But what's more important is that I don't ever feel the desire to do it again. Because people can control their actions.
Right.
But you want to fix it in the first place. Let's fix what's going on with us that made me vulnerable to acting that way. And obviously that's not insinuating that it's your fault in any way, shape, or form, but I want to remedy that. I want to make us so solid, not just because I'm deliberately doing that. I want to be so solid because I feel so solid and I have no desire to have the attention of somebody else.
Correct.
And to me, I think that would be more meaningful to him. Like, let's fix what's wrong. Let me just not sit here and give you an empty apology and tell you I'm never going to do it again, because why would you believe me?
Right.
You went and did X, Y, and Z behind my back. So what's to say that you wouldn't do it again?
Absolutely.
No,
I agree with you. And I think that will work if you give him a real apology and also open up your life to him so he feels comfortable.
Yes, I definitely think that you would combine that with what Rashawn said and making your life an open book and letting him know that you have no means to disrespect him would be an addition to that. I think
Absolutely.
that if he knows that he can check all of your sources and your social media, your text, your email, and that you are willingly giving that to him, then he knows that even if you have the impulse, you don't really have any way of achieving it. So that just gives him a little bit of reinforcement. So I like that.
Okay. Well, I wish her the best of luck as well.
Yes, we wish you the best of luck.
You know, we've been getting a lot of DMs and a lot of emails about, we talked about some of the stuff that we did, like as far as your routine of how you wash your face and how your face is so pretty.
Regimen. Yeah.
Your beauty regimen and me getting on my beauty regimen. So I think next episode, I think we should take a little bit of time out and you should explain to people what you do for your beauty regimen, if you don't mind.
Well,
and then you can explain to people what I do, because I don't even know what I do. You just tell me what to do and I do it.
I just put it in front of you.
Yeah, put it in front of
you. Tell you what to do and how to do it.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, you've really helped me with one of your 12 days of Christmas gifts.
Well, if they don't know, 12 days of Christmas is, you should know. If you don't, I give Gia a gift every day to until Christmas, and
for 12 days.
For 12 days, Gia goes into Sephora. She gets her beauty regimen stuff, and I didn't know what to get, so I just got everything. And I was just like, we'll figure it out what it is. So I want you to not only tell the people, I want you to tell me, so next time I have to go buy you shit, I know exactly what to buy you.
Yeah, well, I went into Sephora yesterday to get something for Madison. And one of the girls there was a girl that never helped me before. She came up to me and she said, your husband was in here, a couple weeks before Christmas, and he was so confused, and another girl was helping me and I was suggesting this and she was suggesting that, and he just said, F it, just give me everything because I don't want to disappoint her.
Absolutely.
So you bought me, literally you bought me everything that I've ever even eyeballed, because there are these newer, and when I say newer, I mean like within the past 2 years or so, like that's considered newer in skincare. These newer brands that are really groundbreaking and they're really emerging and they're gaining like mega popularity because of breakthrough ingredients and formulations and things like that that I've been looking at, but I don't try to overdo it because, you can only use but so many products in your regimen at once. Yes, there's layering and things of that nature, but there are certain brands that I haven't tried because I've been waiting to finish what I'm using now to sample them and see if they work on my skin. But you bought everything. So for the past couple of weeks since Christmas, I've been trying different things and see how well they work together and to see if I'm seeing any results. And I do. So thank you. That was probably the most thoughtful gift that you gave me. It was probably the most time consuming.
Definitely was.
And probably the only one that made you want to pull your hair out, because I'm a girl and I know what I'm looking for. And sometimes I'm in Sephora, I want to pull my hair out.
Absolutely.
So for you to go in there blindfolded and whatnot, I really, truly appreciate that and love you for that. So thank you.
Well, we will do that the next episode.
Wait, what did you say you wanted to do? You wanted to go over it?
Yeah, I wanted to tell the people exactly what you do for your beauty regimen.
What I use,
what
products.
How you use it, how much you use, all that, and then you could tell them about what I do.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of DMs, a lot of comments with people asking me about the regimen and the steps. So yeah, we can take a part of the podcast and share some of that. So I like that idea.
We'll do that next week.
Alrighty.
All right, and that's it. Oh, and also next week too, I want to tell people how I sleep now, because I sleep better now. I got this little thingy majiggy over here that helps me with sleep.
Okay, no, save it. We'll talk about that.
Remind me for next week too.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And that was another edition of the Casey Crew.
Toodles.